Oh, yes. This is Goldar, and you're listening to Toku's Secrets Podcast. Don't tune us out, tune us in.
ASMR with your favorite Beast Morphers Blue Ranger.
This is where I spill all my darkness.
This is it. Oh, man. Well, it's a quiet time, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be loud. The lighting is kind of fun. I mean, we're here. We're having a good time. How have you been?
I've been good.
Excellent, man. Excellent. Welcome, one and all, to Rangerstop and Pop 2025. I hope you're having fun, and I think it's going to be a good weekend. A few more Blue Rangers are probably on their way down, but I figure we can have a conversation with Jazz here, one of the fun ones. Well, not that they're not all fun. I didn't say that with some of you guys aren't. But, no, it's great to have you back with us. It's always fun. When's the last time you were at Rangerstop and Pop?
The last time I was here was, I wasn't here last year, it's the year before.
Oh yeah, so a couple years back. It's good to have you back. It's fun. You know, we're in a good environment, a good city, a good time here in Atlanta. All right, there it goes. Thanks, Tony.
Yeah.
Very good. But that. So let's just jump into Power Ranger stuff for a minute here. You were the first season to go under the new Hasbro banner at the time. When you went and auditioned for the show, was it any different than any previous Power Ranger auditions from what you've heard from your castmates? Or
No, it was fairly the same.
Yeah.
I think the merger was happening as the show was being cast. And Iris Hampton, the casting director for many, many years of Power Rangers, she said it was the same process where they hold it in LA and thousands of kids audition for it.
Wow.
So just to even recollect back on it, we had, I think from what my agent told me, that we had a 1 in 1,000 chance of booking one of the Rangers.
Wow.
You know, so I think the whole process was about 3 months. It started in March and we got the call in July, so
Wow.
it was a long process.
Every step of the way, did they put you in groups? Did they have you test with people? Were you?
Towards the end.
Yeah.
So first I did a pre-read with the casting associate. We did that and then got the call back with Iris, the casting director, about a week later. So I did the call back and then I think about another 2 weeks later, I got a third call back with Chip Lynn, the executive producer, and then we had one more after that, so about 4 rounds. Then I remember the last one, I met Rory, Abraham, and then that's where they put us in groups.
Yeah.
So put us in groups, they had us go into the room and then just kind of see where, how we kind of fit with one another. And I remember Chip Lynn, he was all like, yeah, I'll give you guys a call in about 2 weeks to let you know who got the role, and if you didn't get the call in 2 weeks, then you didn't get it. I'm sorry, but thanks for coming. And then it was a month later. So all of us, we're all kind of messaging each other, kind of keeping up with everyone's social media to see if anyone posted anything about it. And then, exactly a month later, we got the call from Chip Lynn, and he just congratulated us and welcomed us to the franchise Power Rangers.
Excellent, and a good choice too. Not bad.
Yes.
I'm so happy. Were you fast friends? Did everybody hit that off?
Well,
I know it's kind of unique, but you're going to this new thing.
Me and Rory became really good friends in the audition room. I remember he was singing or dancing, one of those, because Rory's a really good dancer and I was beatboxing. And Rory started kind of singing, so we kind of made good friends right then and there. After we got the role, we were both like, oh my God, bro, I'm so glad it was you, yada, yada, yada. So me and him became very good friends very early on. We even shared an apartment together in New Zealand.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I met the two of you, it was in Chicago. There was a really small comic book store signing and you guys were in the back room of it. And we all had masks because it was 2021, and so there were masks, and I was in Chicago at the time. And I hadn't even met you guys yet, but walking into there, it was these are just a couple of buddies,
Literally,
who really off camera and on have the chemistry of these people because it's fun that way. I'm going to open it up to the audience for you super questions because it's that kind of panel and it's unique. We have a very fun Beast Morpher-centric conversation here. But Jazz, talk for whatever you feel like talking about yourself necessarily. Is acting what you always wanted? Was that your goal in life? Where did you start before Power Rangers?
Yeah, so I started acting when I was about 12 years old. And at first I didn't like it at all. I was, very introverted. I was nervous of, doing anything in front of a large group of people. And around when I was 13, about 13 and a half, I started watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, so if you guys have seen that show. And I remember thinking to myself, I was like, man, I look forward to going home to watch this show so why don't I just fully dive into being an actor and see where it kind of takes me and see where it goes. And then I started acting from there, and luckily when I was about 14, I got signed. And ever since then, I knew that this was exactly what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And now fast forward to 13, 14 years, and man, time flies, and here we are. And it's still the only thing that I would, I put 120% into.
I love that.
That and working out.
It's a dedication.
She works out a lot.
It's a commitment, and that's part of what it is. Now, I do have a Blake, welcome. Blake Foster, ladies and gentlemen, from Power Rangers.
Thanks, guys. Sorry. We're swamped up there. They wouldn't let me leave my table.
It's one of those things with a convention like this, and I think everybody kind of gets it at this point. It's like we all come together and we have fun when we can at these, and we try to be formal and do them on time, but we also know we've all got stuff, and we'll see each other throughout the weekend.
Non-stop. We thank you guys, because if it wasn't for you guys, we would not be here, so thank you guys.
You make it fun, everybody thinks. What a great week this has been all weekend already, just in day one.
Yeah, great.
I was asking Jazz a minute ago when he got into acting, said 12 years old, but you, a Power Ranger at that age, very unique. First and for a longest time, only child ranger, a new direction for the show. 1997 is a lot different, of course, but what was, being the only child Power Ranger in your school, for example, what was your life like as a kid?
It was wild, but I mean, honestly, I had grown up acting, so I did a bunch of stuff before Power Rangers, even like on set as a little baby.
You're like the diaper kid.
Yeah,
right?
I did diapers. I was a Huggies baby for crying out loud.
We can laugh,
I was a
but you
little
didn't get
guy
paid
that
for
my
it.
parents had me acting my whole life, and then I got gifted the role of Power Rangers. Didn't even audition for Power Rangers. I was just in the right place at the right time. The director was a producer of the film that I was doing, and I was doing normal kid activities. I was being a kid, I was throwing kicks, I was throwing flips, and I was being a kid, and he looked at me and he said, wow, you're really good at that. You want to be a Power Ranger? And I was like, man, you don't know what Power Rangers is, dude. I used to get off the school bus, run home, play with the action figure. So I got this tattoo last year here in Atlanta to symbolize that I'm a fan at heart.
Yeah.
I grew up on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, guys. I know what it feels like. And then I just got the role of being a Power Ranger. It was crazy. At the same time, as a kid, I guess because I was acting so much, I really didn't know anything other than that. So I was just doing my job.
It was normal.
That was
because
normal.
it was your normal.
Yeah, it was normal for me. So it was crazy in a sense because I was such a fan. So when I talk to you guys at my table and I'm doing these shows around the world and I'm talking to the fans, I'm like, guys, trust me. If anybody can relate, it's me. Because I was 12, I was on Power Rangers, I worked alongside JDF. In the movie, I got to work with Amy Jo Johnson, Baldwin Skull, and now I'm sitting signing autographs up to these guys.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's the coolest thing.
It's the coolest thing.
Yeah. Who's number alert?
Amber alert.
One of those 2 in a row, 2 days in a row.
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah. But so when you were doing that, you were was that before Casper Meets Wendy? I forget.
Yeah, so Power Rangers, I did.
Because that was a Saban thing too, right?
Yep, I did it. So they signed me to like 4 films. I did the independent film, then I did Power Rangers Turbo, the movie, along with 52 episodes of Power Rangers Turbo, and then 1 episode in space, and then I went right on to film Casper right after.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Casper Meets Wendy.
That was fun.
It was great. It was like movie, film, movie, film. And then as a kid, you don't know
The
anything
normal
other
life
than
of
that.
a child actor.
And then the coolest part was I finished filming 51 episodes, and in the contract I had 52. And they were like, oh shoot, we still have to give him 1 episode. And that 1 episode is when I came back for In Space.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was months later, and I was so happy because I was a kid, and I was crying leaving set that day, leaving JDF, leaving all these Rangers, leaving everybody, and then boom, they called me like, hey, we need you back. I was like, let's go!
I did want to ask you about that being, of course, the Kid Ranger, but the Turbo changeover in cast, everybody left the show, you become the veteran actor on the show at age 12.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Telling these older guys what to do.
And
Bro, Roger, you didn't hit your mark right, bro. You didn't do it right. You didn't throw the kick. Someone still doesn't know how to morph. If you go to his table and say, hey, someone, shift the turbo, he'd be like, nope.
No.
But it was cool because, yeah, JDF and these guys all taught me the ropes. And I told it to somebody earlier. And then when the second cast came on, I got to teach them the ropes. And it felt really cool as a 13-year-old.
To be passing the torch, be like, this
Yeah.
is what we do on Rangers, because
Yeah.
I've been here the longest.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. I thought, like, I don't know, I look back on it now and I'm kind of like, man, they could have done so much more with my character. Such a young kid. Imagine if Justin would have went into space.
Yeah.
Grown up in space and then even went off to the Mystic Force. He could have been the same age as most of all their actual people
Wouldn't
on
that have
Mystic
been
Force.
neat? Yeah, that was just
That would have been so cool.
Yeah.
So, but you know, that's why we do our routines and then we got Phantom Force dropping. We got Phantom Force, my comic that's dropping next week.
Ooh,
Hardcover issue, 50 pages, first read for a comic. We did do issue 0, it was like a tease, but this is my story of where Justin's at now. It's pretty cool. I'm super excited for it. Thank you guys.
That's really, really cool. Yeah. That comes out next week.
Next week we will have hard copies
Fantastic.
online on the website. Yep.
That's it. So when you, Jazz, to bring it back to you, when you left Power Rangers, Blake mentioned, of course, the next season came on, they went into space, he didn't. Your show, same sort of thing, you move on to the next generation. What was the end of it like for you? Knowing you're part of the Power Ranger legacy, but not the Blue Ranger anymore.
I think for me it was, I think when you're doing a project, it's very easy to kind of think about the next big thing. So the last I think 10, 12 episodes that we had left, me and my entire castmates, we were thinking about, okay, what's the next thing after this? You know, what's the next character I'm gonna get to play? What series or movie, whatever. But then the last day that we actually filmed the last episode, which was, you know, I was the last one to get wrapped. And after I did my final scene, we did a speech, and you know, everyone just broke down because you know, you build a family with these guys in a whole different country in New Zealand. The lighting guys, you know, the director, producer, all that. And the last time that I put on the suit, I think it was very like gut wrenching in the sense of like, I don't know when the next time I am gonna be able to put this suit on in this series. And as far as I've heard, we were supposed to go back for Dino, but around that time, COVID was, you know, a very big thing, and New Zealand just wasn't accepting any new people. So they actually ended up using our old footage from Beast Morphers and then putting stunt doubles in our costumes and using that, and then use some of our voices. So which was kind of sad because I would have loved to kind of, you know, like Blake, I would love to go back as an older Ranger and then, you know, meet with the new cast and just do an episode or two. So sadly, we didn't get to do that.
Well, we're gonna push Forever Blue, guys. We're pushing Forever
Forever
Blue.
Blue.
I've always thought that would be a good idea for a show. Not even if it wasn't like everybody massive team up, like Blue Ranger has a problem and casually meets 2 or 3 other Blue Rangers or seeks them out to be like, how did you handle this? Or,
Yeah,
you know.
I think they should do Forever Blue. They've done Forever Red. They brought a bunch back. I think Blue needs to shine. Even Green. I think they should do one for every Ranger every season.
It'd be
Forever
fun.
Pink. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, I see all the Pink Rangers back.
Yeah, that'd be so cool.
It's such a fun experience. Hey, everybody. Yeah, this is for both of you. Acting still. What character or role or type of role would you absolutely want the most to play if you had the opportunity?
Oh man, I would love to do anything in Marvel.
Same.
Okay, Marvel
Same,
Universe.
right? Same.
Yeah.
I
It's Atlanta. We'll talk to the right people. It's gonna be something.
Yeah, I think anything to do with Marvel would be the next big step, you know, for me and like for Blake himself as well. I don't know, man, something about Marvel,
I just would like to have my suit like in the Tony Stark version. Like if I shifted into turbo and it was like the nano, and I'd be like, everybody would be like, ah! It would be so cool to see that. But that's why I'm doing my own thing with this Phantom Force. Honestly, it's like an alter ego of mine that I've always wanted to know. Like I could be a dark, gritty character, or I could be this super smart nerd still. You know.
Mhm.
So in the issues of 1 through 10 of Phantom Force. It takes you through a whole bunch of stuff where it's kind of like Power Rangers meets The Boys. It's kind of dark, it's kind of gritty, it's kind of like our era, you know, if you're, I just turned 40. But you know, our age group, right? So that's what we grew up on, and like, I'm trying to keep that nostalgia factor in it, you know? So it's been fun writing this and giving my whole
How long
insight.
have you been writing it?
It's been 5 years in the making.
Yeah, it was like right around COVID you started, right?
Started
I
right
remember
around
that.
COVID, me and my buddy Aaron Coney, and then we have an illustrator, we have everything, and I have actually, if you guys come by my table, I actually have a rough draft color copy of it. It's like in a script form, which is kind of cool. And then, yeah, next week we're dropping it, man, and I'm excited. We dropped issue 0 and it sold out within like 30 minutes, so we're really excited for this one.
Wow.
It's not expensive, it's $20. If you want my signature, obviously it's a little bit more, but we're doing this for everybody to have a read, so it's like, man, if this was where Justin would be at.
Yeah, I wish
So I would like to do
I
my
wish
own
you had it
thing.
this week. I would.
Yeah, I know. I wish we
It
shot
makes
for it. We tried,
yeah.
but there was a bunch of edits and stuff. We
Of
had to make it
course.
perfect. So
Yeah, you're not. Yeah,
but yeah, so that's where Justin would be now. Make sure you pick it up and read it next week.
That's a good idea. Yeah, that's really cool, Blake. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, friends. You probably have some questions for some of our blue pals up here. So if you got one, raise your hand or right here. Yeah, go for it.
I know you go for child actors, and you said you were introverted too. I also started acting when I was a child, so I'm kind of like trying to break into like being an adult now. But I still
Aren't we
like
all
that.
kind of breaking being an adult?
Yeah, that part. Confident help. But how do you like get over like the introversion like aspect of it? Because like auditions suck online now. I prefer them in
Yeah, they
person.
do.
Like,
Yeah, I also agree. You cannot. You're not asking me, I know, but you can't convey this exactly. You do it over the camera, and I guess that's what they need because they're like, if you can't do it, you can't do it.
What has also changed in the recent couple of months with my auditions is they do offer Zoom sessions now for first come first serve. So my team and I, we always push for the Zoom session. And as far as like being introverted and getting out of it, you would be surprised. A lot of major A-list actors are introverts. But when it comes to their work, you just got to just fully dive in, and you can't judge the character, because if you judge the character, then everyone else watching you do the performance will also judge you doing it.
I think I'm just old school with it, because I was growing up as a kid going on auditions where the actual producer would sit there and read the lines with you. Now when you're putting yourself on self-tape, you kind of got to improvise if you don't have somebody off screen reading those lines. So it gets a little, it really breaks down your acting skills and kind of puts you in a category, It's kind of hard to do in a sense, but the introverted thing is just, I think that just comes with over time. Just being out of your comfort zone and putting yourself in a position where, you know what? Stop caring what people think. That's what I did. I was like,
I
you know what?
think that's a hard lesson to learn, though. It's so easy to say and so hard to do, but I agree with you.
Yeah, it's just like you gotta be outgoing, you gotta be outspoken. If you want certain things, you gotta go get it, right? You gotta be a go-getter.
And one thing that I recently heard from Bryan Cranston, he said every time he would do auditions, he would do the auditions in a sense of not booking the job, but do the audition in a sense of this is my take on the character. And I wholeheartedly believe in this character in a way that I'm doing it. May not be what they're looking for, but producers and casting will take notice of that.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's a great,
Yep.
great point too. Great point too.
That was a good question.
Very good question. What's your name? I'm sorry. What's your name?
Sanaja Lene.
Sanaja.
Close
Lene?
Well, that's what we mean. You gotta be confident with your name.
My name sucks, bro.
No, it's all right. It does not. First of all, I don't. That's all right.
I
No, it
have a
doesn't.
written down list
Beautiful.
of 109 nicknames that everybody calls me because it's too hard.
What's the number one nickname?
My favorite nickname I ever got called, is there anything?
There's no kids. Raise your
There's
hands.
no, my favorite nickname ever was Child Snatcher because I.
Why?
So I went
Oh,
to
we're
the
gonna playfully just call you the
I
thing
went
you
to the
say next.
university.
No, I guess not.
Child snatcher.
There's no wonder our phones. That's why our phones just.
There's a kid back there.
Oh, hey, buddy. Look out. He's morphed already, so that's good. He's in costume. He's gonna kick some butt.
We got one Red Ranger in here.
I like that. Yeah, that's the Blue Ranger panel, and the Red Ranger is gonna keep us all safe. I love it. Who's next? I saw a hand right over there. Yeah.
Blake, did you get cast with the hair, or did they make you?
Oh, the bowl.
Oh no, actually that hair got me all my work as a kid. My mom knew.
It was kind of
That was the
90s
Justin
hair.
Bieber
Yeah.
before Justin Bieber, bro. No, honestly, I hated that hair. But my mom was right. My mom was right. I give credit to moms, man. She was right. She was like, that's the working hair. And it literally was. Because at the time when you're going to an audition room, you have hair like that. If they want to cut it, they can.
Yeah.
If they want you to have hair, you can't just grow it. So she knew what she was doing. She had it patted down, and it got me into a lot of fist fights in middle school. You should hear my nickname. You can only imagine.
I do want to segue briefly. Did your friends think it was cool or stupid that you're on the show? And I don't mean stupid. You're obviously a working actor.
My close
but-
friends, they all thought it was pretty cool, and they appreciate it a lot more now than
Yeah.
what I do these days. But there's always going to be that one person that's just like, man, hey, you know what's crazy? A lot of people back in the day, when I first started doing Comic Cons in 2010, I got a lot of slack. Like, man, I hated you so much. I wanted to be you so bad.
That's it. That's
But
it's
it's completely changed around the dynamic of it. Like I even had a viral video on Instagram. It's like almost 1 million views already. And every single comment brings joy to me because I'm like, man, this is how they really feel. This is so cool to know that I actually did impact a lot of kids in the 90s. Hey, that kid's a Power Ranger. I could be a Power Ranger, So it's cool to see the change in the turmoil, how it has been, because, man, I got, even like, as a kid.
There were a lot of ways to, maybe it brought hope to kids when they didn't even realize that's what it was doing.
Yeah, 100%. And a lot of people look back on it now like, man, you really did make my childhood. I was like, dude, I love hearing
It was
that.
good. And honestly,
Awesome.
I know a lot of people would always rag on that particular season based on what it was surrounded by.
Yeah.
It holds up, man. It's a great great freaking show.
Yeah, it
So
did its thing. I love doing Turbo. I love doing Turbo the movie because as a fan of Mighty Morphin, I got to work with Amy Jo, Jason David Frank, Johnny Bosch, Steve Cardenas, Bulk and Skull, like Austin St. John. Like I was like,
all the OG,
what?
yeah.
All the OG Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So it was really neat. It was really cool.
I love that.
Yeah, it was awesome. It's cool that I can say that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's just a
Bang.
casual throwaway. Awesome. Rizwan, what you got one?
Yeah, so Blake, I know you're a solid actor on Turbo, and you may not have had all the skills of like Jason David Frank in terms of martial arts. Did you ever learn from him, and
Every single day.
did you ever get a chance in the future to like ever go one-on-one against him in the later years?
First, rest in peace, Jay.
Ooh,
We miss
yeah.
him dearly, and I know he's watching over all of
Oh,
us.
yeah.
He's
Amen.
proud. Yeah. But you know, here's the thing. Growing up as a martial artist, I was a black belt at the age of 12, and I didn't get a belt gifted to me. I tested for my black belt test 3 times, and I failed. But my karate instructor instilled in me that he was like, "You're just not ready at that point." He was like, "And it's gonna make you better in life," which it did. JDF was always in my corner for the longest time with my martial arts. And I learned so much from him and Johnny on the set every single day doing stunt
yeah.
choreography with these guys. The coolest thing is when I had my MMA fight in 2021, he was happy for me, but I think that he was more like, he wanted it to be him type of deal, you know? And I told him at one point, I was like, "Hey man, I would love to come train with you and just get a sparring session in with you." And it never happened, but if it did, I don't know how it would have went. I don't really know. I can't say it, Jason David Frank, you know, but it would have been an honor for me to be able to do that. Yeah, it would have been an honor for me to do that. Now, he wouldn't stand a chance. I've been training MMA for the past 5 years, and I'm in the gym. If you guys follow me, you know I'm in there every single day. I do jiu-jitsu and I do MMA with my son. It's just something that I've found a big passion in, and I want to get a black belt in another style of martial arts. I'm a 4th degree in Tong Shido. Now I'm about to be a black belt in jiu-jitsu in another 5 years. I just got my purple belt. But it's just a process, and it's the most humblingest thing in the world.
Oh, yeah.
It's the most humblingest thing because you're taking yourself out of a comfort zone that you're used to and putting yourself uncomfortable. That's the hardest thing to do. As a white belt, it's 230 pounds going in there, getting tapped out by dudes his size, Kevin's size. Like, it doesn't matter because it's all technical based style. It's technique. So it's very humbling and it's
So
very
you said
cool.
that about your coach, right?
Yeah, he's
Rob?
170 pounds and he chokes me out every day, guys. One day I told him, one day I'm gonna get you. I don't know when, but it's just the most humbling thing, and it's our motto at the gym is stay humble or get humbled, and I love that. So
If you guys were like to switch seasons, like how do you think you would have like played each other's characters?
shoot, I would have been buff. I wouldn't have had to morph and grow. I should have like morph and shrink. It's time to do Blue Ranger.
You get less powerful.
Yeah. Isn't that cool or what? Now all the way down here.
It was funny because after my character, you know, had the super strength, and I remember Chip saying, he's like, "You're already working out." He's like, "It fits perfectly." All right.
If you could be another colored ranger, would you want to change, or do you think blue's you? Because some people are like, "This is my personality. I definitely this." I mean, it's acting, I know, but you could be, you could be pink.
I think I would have loved to be the Red Ranger. I think that would have been super cool.
Yeah.
And especially Rory's character, I really liked Rory's character as well. He was a gamer, you know, didn't try too hard at anything, was just blessed with being a leader, you know, as you guys probably saw in the Beast Morphers. So I think I would have loved to tackle that character, and then, because my character, Ravi, was not how I am in real life, which was a stickler for rules. Again. Welcome to ATL.
It's Atlanta, man. No man.
I wrote this thing, and then I knew that this question was going to come about. So I wrote this thing, and I made a post about it a couple days ago. I'm going to read it to you guys. If Justin Stewart were to return to Power Rangers universe, he wouldn't be that kid anymore. He'd be the mentor, the warrior forged through time and trials. All grown up, all heart, all power. A combination of everything I loved growing up. My favorite Ranger with the strength of the 6th Ranger legacy. Let me introduce you to the White Turbo Ranger. This is more than a comeback. This is more for the fans that grew up with us. This is for the new generation, but most importantly for JDF. So I think it would be like a White Turbo Ranger.
That's so cool.
And I think JDF would love that.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. I remember the last show we saw, Matt. Maybe not you, but it was just a couple of months before. Well, the last Rangerstop and Pop he was at.
I was there.
It was with Force and Nature. I remember we were there. We saw it. Yeah, it's just. I'm so glad you had those experiences with him.
Yeah, me too.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, I remember even when I got the call that when I was announced that I booked Power Rangers. I remember without me even reaching out, JDF DM'd me and he's all like, "Welcome to the team," or something like that. But I was just like, wow, like, you know, you went out of your way to message someone that you've never even met in your life and congratulating them and then welcoming them.
And that's like the goat.
That sounds like him. Yeah, it's like, yeah, exactly.
It's like you're in WWE and John Cena messages you.
Yeah.
That was literally the exact analogy I was going to make. Be like, hey, welcome to the family.
Yeah.
You
so
know,
that
I
was
think
cool.
he did that a lot though. He was so intrigued by every new cast that came into Power Rangers. I think he paid it forward that way.
Yeah.
And that's the best way to be like, welcome to a Power Ranger team, you know?
Yeah. What cooler than literally the goat. Like,
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I remember also, I think the last Rangerstop I was with him, he had, you know, obviously he had security guards with him. And I was with one of my cast members. I was like, yo, let's go see what's up with JDF. So we're walking by, you know, we're walking up to his fat line. And
6 times longer than
yeah,
the
we're
regular
skipping the
line.
line, obviously. And then I'm about to go on the side of, you know, the side of the table, and a security guard pushes me back. It's like, hey man, you can't come in here.
Uh-huh.
And then JDF looks back and he looks at the security guy. He's like, hey, don't let him come in here. And the guy starts like, you know, kind of like pushing me out.
He's like, I'm joking.
Yeah, he's like, I'm joking. So, you know, he gave me a big hug and asked about my day, how's everything going. And obviously I was like, man, you're more than busy, so I'll let you get back to it. But that really just shows the kind of character that, you know, this guy had.
He would take that moment for everybody too.
Everybody.
That's so,
He did it for
so
everybody.
great.
Yeah.
I know we're not. I don't want to tangent down this as well, but my JDF experience went back to the very first Rangerstop and Pop. That this is to speak to his character. We were in the green room. Nikia had set up the green room before I saw, but it was smaller. It was a little thing. And Jason and I were the only 2 people in there at one point. He had a long line, like, you know, he stepped in there just for a minute and was sitting on one table. I was way on this side of the room. He got up from his table, came over, he's like, hey, is it cool if I sit by you? And just talked to me about me. He's like, I love the introduction you did for Jenna on the stage. I love that, man. Can we get a photo together? Just in that little green room over there at the Sheridan. And no people there, his manager, no one was there to see him being on.
Mm-hmm.
He was just Jay.
Yep.
And this is when I knew who he was, you know. But that's not. I'm sorry I took us down that a little bit, but just to stay on course with that character of who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else got a JDF story? No, I'm just kidding. Yes, go ahead.
I mean, I have a JDF story if you want me to say it.
Oh well, tell us something then about the Blue Rangers though. Let's do this.
Oh yeah, let's do the Blue Rangers.
Yeah. No, we
So-
disrespect them. I mean,
No,
I'm
it's
sure
all
we
good.
could do every panel could be about him.
If we could do a Forever Blue, how do you see that story coming together?
Oh yeah, what would be
Who
your
would you be
take on the
fighting?
plot?
And what would the plot be of the story? Like, who'd be your enemy? Where would you be going? Who would be, you know?
Who's the original Blue Ranger?
You gotta see
I'm gonna
David
plead the
Yost.
fifth on this one because I'm kind of like gonna go down the rabbit hole of my Phantom Force thing. So
Yeah, no, let's just wait for that. Well, no, I mean, I can't wait to read that. Though.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be good.
I don't even know how to answer that.
Okay.
I don't follow up with the show like recently, so I don't really know where they're at right now. I don't know what they would be doing, but
Yes.
I would just like to come back with, you know, the iconic Blue Rangers, like, you know, one Blue Ranger through every season. It would just be, I don't know, I think it would be cool, like how they did the Forever Red episode. They had, how many Rangers were on the Forever Red?
There were 10.
How many notes?
There's like,
10. Too
There was
many.
10. So if they did 10 Blue Rangers, come on.
there's been like 30 now.
Come on.
It's like 24 different choices now.
Yeah, it would be epic in a sense because, I don't know, it's just me
Oh,
being a kid and saying, dang, I want to do that again, you know?
Yeah.
My inner child's like, I want to do it.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
I'm Marcus, Steven, you're the man. as
You too,
always.
bro.
What up, Marcus?
So everything could pretty much be like between Najee or Justin, but since you guys are doing like Power Ranger comic book, and you guys mentioned Marvel just now, it could be like a crossover between Marvel and Power Rangers because like they haven't done that since the 90s.
I thought Justin could have done a cameo in Shazam.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Imagine?
I mean,
Shazam! Boom! Is it Justin Turbo Ranger?
yeah, exactly. That'd be really funny.
Yeah, then considering that Secret Wars is coming out next year, Najee, you could definitely play the Beyonder. They haven't got the cast member yet to play the Beyonder, but he's like an enigmatic force, like a battle world.
It's not Najee.
That's not.
That's Jazz.
Yeah.
I called him Najee twice. I was like, where's Jazz? Where's Najee at? He should be in this panel though.
He is supposed to be in there, to be
You should
fair.
play the Beyonder though, because like you got the whole look and everything. Dressed in
Look at
white,
the
black
Beyonder.
hair. So
Very
Yeah.
exotic look for you, Jazz.
He's
Jasmeet.
We should send Naj a video like, Naj, where you at, bro?
Yeah. So they're having fun at the Blue Ranger panel. Hashtag
Here, let's do a video real quick. Hold
Yeah.
on. All right, ready? And when I point the camera this way, you guys all be like, where you at?
No, you wait.
Hold on, ready? Yo, so we're sitting here at this Blue Ranger panel, and Naj, where you at, bro? Where you at? Where you at?
Fix it over. I'll be here when it's over.
He just comes down.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm here.
Oh man. What do we got over there? I see a hand up.
So first and foremost, thank y'all for making so many of our childhoods just what they were. In some cases, even longer. Adulthood. We have been introduced to y'all through the particular characters, and we know it's easy to be typecast as these characters, even in everyday activities. So as a fan, we appreciate the work that you guys do. Blake, we know your book is coming out next. What's the next project, big project that you would love for us fans to know about that we can potentially support?
Yeah, I'm really diving head into this Phantom Force, man. We got big things with it. My best friend Aaron Coney, he grew up with rapper Big Sean, and they went to kindergarten together. So they reconnected. Sean is a huge fan of Dragon Ball Z, which is Sean Schemmel, voice of Goku, which is my neighbor. Come to find out, that's a pretty big flex right there. Come to find out that Sean Schemmel is going to be in our live action comic, and Big Sean wants to help fund the whole project and be a voiceover in it too. So we're doing cool things with, we're diving head into that, man. The Phantom Force is going to have 10 episodes, and we're looking to shoot ADR and do some of the voiceover live action stuff with that, and then have other guests in it too. Like I told Johnny, I would love for Johnny to be a part of it. He's super busy right now, but yeah, man, I'm just trying to do this comic full force, and I'm a dad of 2. I got 2 kids at home. We train mixed martial arts every single day. I'm actually teaching now. It's crazy. So it's fun being a dad, traveling, doing this with the fans on the weekends, and hopefully within the next year, man, Phantom Force is in a live series. Hopefully we get picked up by a big series, man. It'd be awesome. It'd be a blessing.
That absolutely
Yeah.
would.
Yeah.
Yes, I just want to say, Blake, that is fantastic. The work, I've seen you put the work in, and it's just finally.
It's starting to unfold,
It's
man.
really here. So
God.
we've been talking about this. I mean, we've known each other longer than that at this point. It's funny to think about.
Yeah.
But like, I remember when you first started talking about it. That's really cool.
Crazy. God is good, man. God is good.
Amen. Jazz, yeah, you were. What about you?
Yeah, so I am, I don't know if you guys have seen on my Instagram, so we wrapped up filming on Slade, the series, and it's just, it's very like Teen Wolf and Vampire Diaries, which is my favorite genre. So I play a werewolf, and we got vampires in there. Our first pilot episode just hit over 2 million views. And we have 3 episodes out so far, and they're doing really well as far as engagement and everything. So we are in the process of talking to some studios right now. The director for it, who also starred in the series, had a couple meetings last week with Amazon, Netflix. So they're talking about possibly picking it up, just depending, because we have the views to prove it. I posted a clip on it on TikTok, which got 49 million views.
Sheesh.
Facebook has 49 million views. Facebook has 5 million, and obviously YouTube is sitting at 2 million right now. So we have the engagement, the views to back it up, which the studios look for. So episode 4 is going to be dropping fairly soon, but we're hoping that that's going to be the mid-tier, the mid-season finale. So after episode 4, we're hoping that it does get picked up, and leave the rest up to God.
There you go.
Hey, what's going on?
So my question's for you, Blake. A couple of years back, you had the chance to step into the ring with one Mike Olaski. Is there any, if hypothetically you were to throw down with any other Ranger in an MMA setting, who would it be?
The belts, they can challenge the champ whenever they want. The
24/7
challenge is accepted by any Ranger. Or, shoot,
Do you have the belt with you?
No, that's too much, man. That was 21. If I brought that around, people would be like, he's still bringing around that belt? So, no, it's in my house. It's in a nice little shadow box case, but that was a fun thing for me to do. That was so fun for me to do and give to the fans, because we had such a good turnout for that event. Big credit to Michael Lasky, man. That guy is a dog. He's fought in the octagon so many times, and I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous stepping in there, but I just let my martial arts lead me down the path. I told him, I was like, hey, you're gonna get knocked out, bro. But it was fun. I would love to do it again. I don't know, I'm pretty big, man. A lot of these Rangers aren't my size. I don't think and I've been training mixed martial arts for the past 5 years. I'm a purple belt. I would love to just do like a jiu-jitsu tournament with somebody. Because Mike is a purple belt. And I know his buddy Jormani, and I was like, hey man, maybe we should just run it back with no punching, just jiu-jitsu, just submissions. Now, since I'm a purple belt, because in that fight I had no jiu-jitsu experience. I was a white belt. I had just started MMA training for jiu-jitsu, but yeah, it was great. I had fun doing that. I would do it again for sure.
Not too shabby.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, let me know if this is too personal, real quick. What's your favorite colors?
Color. That's
Color?
deep. Yeah.
My favorite color is black.
Black.
My favorite color is blue though.
Nice.
I love blue.
Very creative.
True blue, right?
Was
to
it
the
all-
rescue.
True blue to the rescue. That's it.
I feel you can find out a lot about a person by their food choices. So, what is the ideal build for a burger and then fry combo? Like, how do you build this?
If
up?
you want a burger, eat a burger. If you want a pizza, eat a pizza. That's a trending trick talk right now, guys.
I mean, the bread type and everything. Like, I need you to go deep into.
Where are you going deep
I think
on
I'd go
this?
with a nice brioche bun. With,
Don't make me hungry, bro.
With a 90-20 patty. And lately I've been eating a lot of smash burgers. So I smash the patty and gotta have some onions. Oh, I love onions. Love and raw.
Onions are
Caramel-
great.
oh, raw? Yeah.
Raw, yeah. Sometimes caramelized, but raw. But I normally do 2 patties, and I'm very simple. So onions, and then I'll do some ketchup, and that's it.
I'm from LA, guys. I eat a 4x4 once a week.
That's the bomb.
That's in and out, 4 meats, 4 cheeses, grilled onions, spread, no tomato though.
What's the biggest they could do? Do they do a
That's it,
1 by
4x4.
81?
They used to do bigger, but they stopped at 4. Now it's just a 4x4. But it's delicious. Who's had in and out?
Oh,
Show of
okay.
hands. Who's had in and out?
Who's
No! Oh, y'all missing out!
You really should try it if you get a chance to go over there. Whataburger's good too.
Oh, yes!
I like Whataburger spicy ketchup.
It's not better, but it's good.
Pretty good.
I like Jack in the Box because we don't have that in Florida. Yeah. Well, I mean, you'd like to as well.
I'm a sucker for In and Out. Every time I land and I get home, first thing I go to is In and
We can do that
Out.
Monday. There's some.
I like Monday.
Yeah. All right, we got time for actually no more questions, but let's do 2 more, right there, and then 3 more. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
So
Riz,
my
Riz.
last question is, what memory would you want to mention here of you meeting a fan at one of these events, maybe Rangerstop or another convention you've been to? Something that kind of touched your heart.
Yeah. Like the skeeviest thing. The worst.
No, wrong panel.
You know, I mean, man, we meet a lot of fans doing these shows. I've been doing it since 2010. I think every single person that I've ever met, I can remember. If I met you, you came up to my table, got an autograph, a photo, a picture, whatever the case. We've even just talked. My memory is so good. I think every memory that I have with a fan has been awesome. So there's not one fan that I would just pinpoint, but I just love doing what I do, and I know I make dreams come blue, baby. Let's go.
Dreams come blue.
Yeah, I've had some fans that tell me their stories, but obviously I don't want to put their business out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've actually had some really heartfelt stories about people dealing with some stuff and using our show as a getaway to escape those feelings and coming to a table in a state of shock and being able to talk about them, not even about just getting an autograph or a photo, none of that, but just having a real person-to-person conversation. And yeah, I think that means a lot to all of us. Because sometimes, you meet people and it's just a quick hello, hi, but then sometimes you meet people who really touch your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's cool.
Did you guys keep or steal anything on set from set?
You still have the blue suit, right?
I was 12, man. I stole everything. I took Morphers every day. They were like, Blake, did you take? Oh, they got me. Yeah, I got my suit, my helmet. I took everything when I left the show. It was kind of like, it was the one suit. There was only one kid suit, and I have it. I was like, dude, my mom was like, we're taking this. And so he was like, okay. So I took that. I have that shadow box in my house. Glove, Morpher, first action figure. Pretty cool.
You have the one where your head was on it, it flipped into
That
your head,
little-
you were
that little
giant
head.
with the little head.
Big
Yeah.
body, little head.
No, I think I took Morphers, but they didn't let us take the suits or the helmet, but they gave us 10 items of clothing that we wanted. So we took some shoes, we took some jackets, shirts, and stuff like that.
That's kind of cool. You still wear any of those for real?
No, I don't fit in them anymore.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, look at those biceps.
Yeah, I know he's swole on that set. We got.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey, the two swole Blue Rangers, right?
Now that's what I call smooth jazz. Let's do it.
So question, what is like one of the funniest things that's happened on set, or a funny story that you have from being on set?
I remember we had this extra. She was a girl who was an extra, and I would always catch her just like looking at me the entire time she was there. And she followed me on Instagram, and she would message me on Instagram. Now, obviously, I would never respond. And then I remember I got her DM one time, and I opened it, and it was like, if you don't follow me, we're gonna throw hands on set.
Oh, she was gangster.
Yeah, so I saw that, and I was like, what the heck? And then I saw her that day on set, and she was like, But nothing obviously happened, but that was probably the most memorable memory that just came to me.
That's great.
The funniest thing was every day, because JDF always got me in trouble. He would always tell me to do stuff, and then I would do it. Okay. And I would get in trouble. But the funniest memory that I ever had, and it was actually the most embarrassing memory too, we were doing trampoline work in one of these episodes where you had to run, you had to jump, hit a trampoline, and do like a flying sidekick and kick a bad guy. That day, I don't know what was going on, but I was running out of my dressing room late or something, and I just had pants on with no underwear. And when I hit that trampoline, everybody saw little Justin. Those pants went straight before oh my God! Everybody laughed, and that was it. So then I didn't come out of my dressing room for like 3 hours.
That was production for Justin for the day.
Yeah, that was a great story, right?
Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, it's great. We got After Dark coming up. Just go, Vince, you can stay or you don't have to, of course. But that's going to be fun in here. Before we wrap this one, though, Blake, would you mind telling the funniest thing that happened with Jason Frank that you can recall?
Turbo the movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know when I morphed the wrong way? JDF's idea. We filmed it 20 times going this way. They were like, okay, we're gonna film this one. JDF's like, hey, go the opposite way. I'm like, he's like, yeah, morph the other way and don't like that, I'm telling you.
It was a good idea.
We did it. He looked at me. The director was like, print, take, done. I was like, what?
It is also funny too, when the new Rangers took over, they started doing it your way.
Yeah, we started going this way, and that was me.
That was
no, JDF said we go this way. So they loved it. We didn't shoot it again. There was a one take. They called me One Take Blake that day, actually.
That's great.
Yeah.
Tell about when you did the Morphers.
Yeah, Turbo the movie. When I went the opposite way, he looked at me.
So JDF did that to you? He tricked you?
Yeah. He used to trick me all the time. I got stories for days. Come up to my table and I'll tell you some more.
That's perfect, guys. Please give it up for Baduwalia and Jasmeet.